Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today for the webinar titled 2019 SME Annual Conference and Expo and CMA 121st National Western Mining Conference, a sneak peek, presented by Sam Shoemaker, 2019 SME Program Chair. My name is Jackie, and I will be your host during this session. Attendees may submit questions at any time during the presentation by using the chat panel, and the host will read the questions aloud to our speaker during the question and answers period following his presentation. Sam's sneak peek presentation will feature meeting highlights, exhibitors, new programs, social activities, and more. I am now pleased to turn the session over to Sam, who will be joined by Tara Davis. Sam, would you share your screen with us, please?
Absolutely. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are, and we see the presentation. Please proceed.
Thank you, Jackie. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for tuning in today. I am Sam Shoemaker, SME's 2019 Program Chair and Project Manager for the John T. Boyd Company. Just a small technical issue. Why is that not working? There we go. Let's get started reviewing the upcoming meeting. Please feel free to send in any questions during the webinar, and we will try to answer those at the end. Today, I'm going to provide you with some general annual meeting information and offer you a peek at some of the best technical sessions we have planned for some of the great special events that are scheduled throughout the annual conference. First off, we'd like to invite everyone to come to the annual meeting. There's thousands of folks that come. It's being held in Denver in association with the Colorado Mining Association. It's a wonderful conference. I've been going to these since around 2001, haven't missed one since, and I found it to be immensely rewarding. Even if you choose not to be involved with SME, it's still a great place, a great time, great way to learn a lot more about what's going on and improve your knowledge of the technology in the industry. At this time, we are on track to grow the exhibit from the 2018 conference. As you can see, there's pretty consistent exhibit numbers. We're seeing a little bit of a growth over 2018 in 2019. The exhibit hall is again on par to what it's been the last several years. This year in Denver, there's 80,000 square feet. We'll have 568 exhibiting companies in 760 booth spaces. We're proud to showcase more than 100 new exhibiting companies. The exhibit hall will also feature the Colorado Pavilion. And bring your walking shoes, you're going to need them. And trust me, take the time to go through and visit all the vendors. It's well worth your time. For those of you with a smartphone or a tablet or both, you can download an official 2019 conference app. The app's your personal guide to the annual conference, showing you the event calendar, technical program sessions, and locations, has an exhibitor list and exhibitor floor plan, and more. Excuse me. You can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store and download it. And I highly encourage it. There is a show guide that comes in your registration pack, which a lot of people like, but I actually kind of like the digital app. It kind of frees up space. And as the programs have gotten larger and fuller, that guide has gotten rather thick, and it's a searchable item on your smartphone or tablet is very helpful. Of course, we're having the meeting in Denver, which has a long history associated with the mining industry. Lots of gold found there originally, and then in the mountains to the west. Some interesting facts about Denver. It really is a mile high. Denver's near the mountains, but not in them. It has 300 days of sunshine a year, which frankly I thought I'd get in Utah, but with the inversion, we don't seem to get that as much. Denver's a very cultural city with the second highest education population in America, and I did not know that. Denver is one of the only few cities to have 7 professional sports teams. It's a great place, lots of fun things to do. The Colorado Mining Association is the oldest and one of the most effective mining trade associations in the United States. Founded in 1876, CMA celebrates more than a century of service to the mineral resource industry in Colorado and throughout the region. As a voice of mining, CMA promotes the mining industry's interests before government agencies and the general public. CMA further works to provide opportunities for professional growth and business development for its members. SME membership. Anyone can come to the annual meeting, but SME members get a discount in terms of the pricing coming in. But the benefits of membership are tremendous. And if you're not a member, I would highly encourage you to seek out and consider becoming a member of the SME. It's very rewarding. Technical information, professional development, networking, these are just some of the few things. I look to it as a means of mentoring and helping those coming after us older folks to help them enrich and not make the same mistakes that we made in our careers. So it's a great opportunity, and doing it at the annual meeting is even better. You can enhance your career with that community. You can expand your network, as I said, stay current, make a difference, and frankly, it's a lot of fun. If you join SME in 2018 or 2019, please join us for appetizers, drinks, and networking at the SMA New Member Orientation and Reception. Meet new friends, learn about the benefits SME provides its members. That'll be on Monday, February 25th, 5 to 6:30 at the Colorado Convention Center, room 109. So if you're a new member, plan on going. We have student activities. There's a full slate of value opportunities for students available at this conference. There's a student design competition, the SME and Freeport-McMoran Student Engagement Breakfast, SME and Newmont Student Forum, the Komatsu and SME Student Mixer. They never had these when I was a student, but I understand that Komatsu and the Newmont ones are quite a lot of fun. Graduate student research, poster content, and quite a lot more. The young leaders also have a full agenda this year. If you or any of your colleagues are 35 or under, have them check out some of these events. The Young Leaders Program was created with the charter to provide young SME members with the opportunity for professional and career development. The Young Leaders Program gives younger membership of SME the chance to build their career, network, and potential. Along with SME students, they are the future of the industry. There's a Young Leaders Mentoring Luncheon, the Rising Professional Social. They have some committee meetings, and then they also have some sessions. And I want to highlight that my first 5 years of experience in the industry is a very interesting session. I would encourage not just young leaders, but anyone to attend it. You hear some interesting war stories. Our keynote this year will be by Hannah Ubl, and it's entitled Gender and Generations. Gender and Generations examines the unique differences between men and women of each generation and provides solutions for improved communication, collaboration, and engagement. As each generation and gender brings their own distinct lens and experiences, it's important that companies are able to highlight and harness the strengths every person brings to the table. Gender and Generations will give you the tools you need to discover how to convert these forms of diversity from obstacles into opportunities. Also during our keynote session, we'll hear from Mikkel Lindholm talking about digitization in mining. We'll round out the session with the first lecture presented by the recipient of the Robert Murray Innovation Award NIOSH. Jessica Kogel, Associate Director for Mining at NIOSH and SME past president, will give this presentation, Innovating for Miner Health and Safety. As the federal agency changed with developing new knowledge in occupational safety and health, and then transferring that into practice, NIOSH is in a unique position to serve our nation's mine workers. To reduce miners' risk of occupational illnesses, traumatic injuries, and fatalities, NIOSH develops innovative solutions using both novel monitoring methods, engineering controls, and training approaches. Both the continuous personal dust monitor and the helm cam empower the mine worker to take actions to protect their health and safety as well as those around them. I'd encourage everyone to attend the keynote session. Our technical program will feature sessions from Coal and Energy, the Colorado Mining Association, sessions on bulk material handling by conveyor belt, environmental, health and safety, industrial minerals and aggregate, mineral and metallurgical processing, mine and exploration, underground construction, valuation, just a whole lot of different sessions. We'll be having this year the Fuerstenau Symposium. This session covers the current state of art in mineral processing, as well as an opportunity to identify the challenges and needs for the future. While Professor Fuerstenau's career contributed significantly to the areas of flotation and comminution, participation in the symposium would not be limited to just those areas. In fact, some of Fuerstenau's work related to rare earths, manganese nodules, and lithium processing is currently receiving renewed interest from the mining and processing industries. The list you see here are some really unique session opportunities for the 2019 conference. Make sure and carefully review the program to individualize your schedule. And these 10 to watch are interesting: accessing capital, ever-changing energy landscape, best of ground control, effective permitting strategies for capital projects, women in mining, compliance is not enough, safety culture transformation, mining history, ethics, efficiency gains through automation and innovation, the power of engagement in building organizational strength, regulation of SK 1300, modernization of property disclosures for mining rights registrants. I really am pleased to see a mining history. It's a personal favorite of mine, and I reviewed the preliminary program, and it looks like a very interesting session. But any of these 10 to watch, they're a little unique, a little different from what we normally offer. I'm sure hoping they have more mining history in the future. I might even consider authoring a paper or two for that session if it happens again. Our program statistics, 126 sessions. That's a lot of sessions over 3 days. So sadly, it's really tough to get to all the sessions. In fact, it's pretty much physically impossible. But in the program, guide, you will notice that there are individual times listed for each speaker. So if you want to go see a specific presentation, you can sort of highlight that and then leave that session to go to another one and so on. But a total of 927 presentations, that's just outstanding. 37 presentations from 37 countries and 113 preprint manuscripts. It's a big, big program. The movemining event is very interesting. I'm not sure. Is this the third year we've had movemining? Tara?
I believe this is the third year, yes.
Okay. Movemining isn't, the idea here is to present concepts before a panel of judges, and I think this is sort of done in the Shark Tank style, if you know what Shark Tank is on CNBC, to change the public's perception of mining and then win $5,000. It's a live event. There's a lot of preliminary stuff and competition that goes on early, and the finals are on the Monday afternoon, 4:30 to 6:30, and I would highly encourage you to go to it. It's an interesting concept, real interesting, and it's a way of getting some very innovative ideas to change how people view the mining industry with these programs. There's also the SME Foundation, the annual gala dinner, Rocky Mountain style. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I guess they have Rocky Mountain oysters, but in any case, that'll be on Sunday evening at the Hyatt Regency. They have a silent auction at dinner with entertainment and dancing. A good time for all. I would encourage you to attend. Women of SME, WAMI, and Women in Mining Breakfast this year is having a speaker, Maureen Berkner-Boyd, who's the founder of the Moxie Exchange. And her title of her talk is Rock Your Career, Beliefs and Behaviors of Highly Successful People. And she says, roll up your sleeves and get ready to laugh. Learn and take action on growing yourself and your leadership abilities. Part speech, part learning workshop. This session is not a spectator sport. It's more like full body contact. You'll leave with a clear understanding of 5 growth and success factors and what can be holding you back of high-performing women. A bonus 1/2 success factor that just may be the secret sauce of successful women. 5+ tools you can begin using and applying immediately starting in the session to drive your success. A renewed and enhanced sense that you are really capable, brilliant, and ready to grow and perform at the highest levels. And that's the Women of SME, WAMI, and Women in Mining Breakfast. On Wednesday evening, the final night of the convention, the conference, is the SME AIME Awards Banquet. There you'll join the 2018 SME President, Barbara Arnold, and other leaders in the mining and metallurgical fields are celebrated and honored. And I would encourage everyone to come to the awards banquet. I didn't used to go to this until about 7 or 8 years ago, and for me it's not a miss. So if you haven't ever been, I would encourage you to go. It's a lot of fun, and it's a pleasant evening, and unlike a lot of these things, it moves right along. Want to thank some of our sponsors. We have influence level sponsors: Caterpillar, Newmont, Clariant, Barrick, Komatsu. We have our innovative level sponsors: Hecla, Eproc, Hexagon Mining, Genomar, Freeport-McMoRan, FL Schmidt, Weir Minerals, Stantec Consulting, Aspect Tech, Tri-State Generation and Transmission Association, Inc., Tyson Krupp, Civil Environmental Consultants, Molycorp, Black and VTAC, Metso Minerals, Ututech, Stantec, Murray Energy Corporation, Trapper Mining, Mountain Coal Company, West Elk Mine, and then our connector levels: Polydeck, M3 Engineering, Solvay, Documento, Oceana Gold, National Stone, Sand and Gravel Association, MapTech, Bumer Corporation, Agapito Associates, Bar Engineering, Golder Associates, ACOM, Arcadis, Prey and Company, J.H. Fletcher, Brook and Nelson, Iron Women Construction, Wagner Equipment, and Pincall Assurance. And lastly, our automator level: Core Mining, EP Minerals, USG, WSP, Metro Denver, EDC Colorado Resource Council, Hitachi Mining Division, Pioneer Equipment, Granite Construction. And with that, that's a very quick overview of the program. Submit your questions to the SME host using the chat panel, and we'll do our best to answer your questions.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Sam, for an excellent presentation. I'd like to open up the question and answer period to our attendees. Please use the chat panel to ask your questions. Our first question is, in your experience attending the SME annual conference, what has been the thing or things that keep you, Sam, from coming back, or keep you coming back?
Great question. Probably first and foremost is networking. For me, getting to know your peers in the mining industry. When I first started going there, I was working at Cleveland Cliffs, and I had a pretty varied career prior to that. But at Cliffs, it's in iron mining in the United States, a pretty rarefied area. There's just not a lot of people. So going to SME, the annual meeting, gave me a chance to see what some of the thoughts and things that were going on were. And so networking is probably the biggest thing. And then following that would be, I became very active in particularly service in my division, which is the mining and exploration division. And so it's sort of just become a habit. I'd like to think a good habit, but a habit nonetheless.
Thank you. Our next question is, what are you most excited about in this year's conference?
Most excited about in this year's conference? Well, I have to admit, I'm excited about the mining history session. I'm a real mining history junkie. Anybody who's ever seen my library will know this, and I'm looking forward to that session. I'm looking forward. I'm also excited about some of the M&E activities, particularly the luncheon. But mostly that session has really got me excited, and I'm always excited to see the show. I take that opportunity to walk the show several times and chat with as many vendors as possible. It helps me stay abreast of a lot of what's out there and what's available for my business.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we are all looking so forward to this year's expo and conference. That appears to be the last of the questions. No, here comes another one. What advice would you give to someone who has never attended the conference and it may be their first time?
Great question. One, don't be intimidated. You may not know a lot of people, but the thing is, everybody, when they first attend a conference, is sort of in the same boat. They don't really know anybody. I'm not terribly sure some of the people listening would disagree, but I'm not terrible. I'm rather introverted. I know there's a few people laughing, but in any case, I have a hard time with new situations like that. And so remember that when you show up, everybody showed up for the first time, and everybody had to deal with that. So for me, that the first thing is don't be intimidated. The other thing is that even though these are leaders of especially for younger engineers and younger professionals in the business, these people that you're seeing, a lot of them are pretty seasoned and been around for a long time. They're much more approachable than perhaps you know. So don't be afraid to ask questions, to get involved. I'd encourage everyone, if you do go for the first time, go to your division. I don't care what division it is. If it's mining and exploration, you will see me there, which is the division I'm a member of. But go to your division, spend time, there, get to know people. But yeah, it's the other thing is, don't be afraid. A lot of your companies will fund this. In fact, one of the prerequisites for the people that I work for is that you have to support my SME work, and most companies are pretty willing to at least partially fund a trip. So don't be afraid of that. But if you see me, seek me out. I'm happy to chat with you and show you around, introduce you to people.
Thank you, Sam. The next question is perhaps one for Tara. With the ever-increasing cost of hotels and travel, do you think conferences like this one could possibly go online in the future?
We have discussed that, virtual conferences. So So I think you'll see some more things from SME on that. Certainly not to, the degree that our annual conference goes with all these sessions and the exhibitors. And the research is showing that virtual conferences are a little less popular because you do miss the face-to-face and the networking. But from SME down the road, I think you can plan on seeing some more virtual professional development and education on a smallish level. It is still a very expensive endeavor, so we're not able to make a foray into that maybe as quickly as we want. I would add to that for the annual conference, we content capture 10 sessions. Content capture is not video, but what it is we take 10 sessions that we think kind of highlight the meeting, and I try and pick stuff from a broad spectrum, and we capture the audio and sync it up to the PowerPoint presentations, and we make those things available online following the meeting. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get that all edited and available online. But if you do miss the meeting or you miss a couple of sessions, you might find them in this content capture, specifically the keynote session. If we have permission from the speakers to capture them, we do when we make that stuff available online. We have a great YouTube channel. I would encourage people to look for that because we already have a really nice selection of virtual videos on there of various different things and conferences. Another thing I think you can see from SME down the road is us capturing people's presentations and making them available in a library format. Most likely OneMind. We'll see how that goes. So I think those will be the options for virtual technical information and meeting type information from SME that will happen the soonest.
Great. Thank you so much, Tara. And that appears to be the last question. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. We are so looking forward to the session. Sam, would you have any final words for us?
I just encourage, if you're on the fence about it, reach out to people who have gone, contact SME, and if you do go and you see me, say hello. And you won't. I'll probably be flittering about the conference as I always do.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in Denver. This ends today's session.